Hello, my name is Ahmed. My lab partner is Anasan Uthiakamar. This is Lab 1, Milestone 2 of 2DX3. We're just going to run through the code to explain how it works. The first step is, of course, configuring port N, since that's going to be our output port that we're going to use to turn on some LEDs, or one LED. Uh, so we've done this kind of thing before, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. We just configure the register for the clock gating control. We set the direction register so that we know that the pins are going to be used as outputs. And then we, of course, set the digital enable. For port M, we also have to configure it, but in this case, we actually configured it as an input. So in the direction register, instead of setting it as a 1, we need to set the corresponding bits to a 0. In order to do this, we have to use an AND operation, and we AND the corresponding bits with 0 to set those bits to 0. The next step after we've configured those ports is to, of course, load the contents of port M, which is our input, into register 1. And then we, of course, since our push button actually gives a logic high whenever it's not being pushed, and a logic low when it is being pushed, we actually need to do an XOR operation or an exclusive OR operation on that register so that we can flip those bits. So when it is giving us a high, we actually receive it as a low, and when it's giving us a low, we receive it as a high. And then the last step is, of course, or actually there's one step in the middle where usually we would have to shift the bits from our input so that they could align with the bits that we want to light up at our output. However, our bits for our input and output were already aligned by coincidence, so we don't need to do that. We can move on to the next step of just setting the pins on our output port, which is port N. So we need to set that register to the correct register that we have in storage right now. But that's just about it for our code. Of course, we drove or the way that we set up our push button was by using our analog to discovery voltage source, voltage supply, and we drove it at 4 volts, which at the pin level was received at around 3.3 volts due to some resistance. And of course, here you can see